Williams says his hair gives him pride.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back. Mr. Mo Style here with another video. And man, we gonna talk about it today. Just a little quick one. You know, because I can't believe we still, I guess I can't believe we still in this time where discrimination is still real. Discrimination is still real. You know, I just seen a story of a family, black family. They moved to Ohio, and they moved to, I think it was East Bernard, Texas, which is about an hour outside of Houston. And they were going to enroll their son into school. I believe it was high school. So the mother went to the school, and I guess it talked to them about enrolling their son in school, and spoke with the guidance counselor at the school. So, so the guidance counselor, she was like, told her, I guess, everything, and it's like, hey, I don't know if she asked the question about how your son's head is or whatever, but the mother said, you know, my son has, he has dreads, and I guess in their policy, you can't have no braids, no dreads, no cornrows, no afros, nothing. So basically, there's anything that's natural for a black person besides bald or fade. And I'm like, Houston? And it's an hour outside the city, so, and Houston's huge, so when I think it's just like Dallas, you know, an hour from me, just be on the other side of Dallas, where I live in Fort Worth, downtown. So it could take me an hour just to get to the other side of Dallas. So I'm like, man, that's still in the Metroplex for me, considering. But hey, so you know, after they go back and forth, you know, I'm gonna run the clip to let y'all see it. So the mother, I guess apparently because of that, didn't enroll her son in school. Which I get it. Because you don't want, you know, you enroll, after they told you, you enroll your kid in school, he doesn't cut his hair. And they said you can't even come to class, you can't participate in anything or nothing. So I'm like, wow. So that's messed up. And it made me just think, so how is it, what if, I ain't even gonna say it was a predominantly black school. What if it was a 50-50 school? But whoever the principal or whoever's over the school district says, hey, everybody must have their hair cut at the same level. Everybody. I ain't even gonna say just, you know, boys. Girls too. You can't have long hair. White, black, Asian, whatever it is. Your hair has to be this length. You can't do nothing with it. It has to be that long. Or what if they even just say, hey, you can't have no chemicals or no process or nothing on your head. Which a lot of people nowadays, you know, I used to think white people didn't do perms and lace fronts and all of that stuff. So my wife had to put me on game. I'm like, really? I was like, I thought that was the white girl's hair. She was like, no, they doing extensions and everything. You know, she used to watch some shows, salons and stuff. I was like, wow. I thought y'all white girls was really using your own hair. But it's not. So what if school district just start doing that? Mandatory all the way around. That's what it's gonna be. That everybody's hair length, and it's the same way around for everybody. Would y'all be outraged? Would y'all be like, no, my daughter, she needs to continue to grow her hair, or my son needs to keep his hair this way, or this is the person he's becoming, he's experiencing new things, and these are the things you're supposed to go through when you're young, you're youthful, you're in your youth. Because, you know, me growing up, I had everything. I've had lopes, I've had braids, I even had the curl. I think I wish I'd have had a picture to show my kids when I had the curl. They'd be laughing at me now. But if y'all know, what's the TV show? My show right now. It's talking about the drug game back in the 80s. How Reagan and the whole government brought crack cocaine into communities to fund wars and stuff. Y'all thought that stuff was a joke. Us black people been saying that for years, but that's a whole nother story. But I cannot think of the name of that show. It's right on my head. I can picture it and everything. But y'all know what I'm talking about. I'll probably post it down there as it come across. But that show with Jerome, he got the curl. Yeah, that was me. You know, I remember when I first time got mine. Woo! But didn't have all that drip though. You know, I knew how to keep mine without that stuff leaking everywhere. But yeah, so I've had everything, and you know, I had dreads for 7 years. I need to stop and get some gas. For 7 years, I had dreads. And you know, it was a spiritual thing for me. Energy and everything. It started out just me wanting to get them. Then I realized the change that was becoming into me. I'll be honest with you, I was getting more connected with God. Some people don't understand that. And I really was getting connected more with God. And you know, they say that, oh, I'll get this one over here. They say, you know, your hair, how can I say? I guess so. I think it was like Samson in the Bible. How his hair was his strength and they cut it. Man, that shit's real. I don't know about the strength wise, at least not for me, but it's an energy, an aura around you. Especially when you come into that spiritual realm. Hold up, y'all. I'm gonna get some gas. But yeah, so, you know, it's a spiritual realm. Not realm, but spiritual thing you get into if you really start connecting in with God and your energy. And, you know, I went through a transformation, I believe. You know, I'm gonna have to ask my wife what she think. Did I go through anything? Because, you know, we were together a few years. She started them for me and kept them in upkeep. So, and you know, at that time when I had them, I couldn't just let them just be out like everywhere, you know, like Lil Wayne or somebody or the real Rasta Clyde, Bummer Clyde. I couldn't have mine like that because I still had to work. And I know these white people wasn't gonna let me be in their establishments with my head. If I come in for an interview, nah. Not back in Kansas City. That wasn't gonna happen. So I was kind of nervous at first when I started them. Luckily, I work communications, and normally I was on construction sites. Even if I was in office buildings or something like that, you know, and I never really did have a hat, but I learned to train mine because I didn't want mine either like that. I wanted mine to look a certain way at the time while I was growing them. So, and I know in them first few months and stages, which I think the boys was, it looked like, because when they showed him on the thing, his looked like he was in like maybe a year. It could have been, just depending on how his hair grow. He was in them stages where it wasn't long enough yet to where you could train him to get him to lay like how you want it. Because that's how I ended up getting mine. I ended up keeping them with a cap, you know, stocking cap, what we call, or a do-rag, just to keep them laid back. So that would help me train them in the growing just the way I wanted them to, or straight down or something like that. So over time, you know, I didn't need it anymore. After I got out of that stage, it just did its thing anyway. But I just wanted to know what y'all think on that, since we still in that. And for me, you know what? I just say, with the whole racism shit, it's all these old motherfuckers. I said it. All these old white motherfuckers. And if you that person, you got something to say, I don't give two shits. I say, oh, was that my click? That was my click. Hold up. Alright. I say, y'all motherfuckers, I try not to wish death on nobody, because ain't no coming back from that. I really do. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it here, but y'all need to go. If y'all still thinking like that, y'all need to go. Because all y'all doing is keeping a cycle of hate and darkness going. Yeah, I can hear rules are rules, but some rules, like I say, all rules are meant to be broken. All rules ain't right. That's a fact. We see that with policies and everything. Just because you make it a law or a rule doesn't make it right. Morally right. So, with that being said,
take the exit on the right toward,
you know, there's a lot of
city.
Old white people who keeps the same mentality, and they spreading that disease onto their kids like it's okay. They spreading that disease onto their grandchildren, their kids, and they growing up learning that and thinking it's okay. Hopefully God puts something in them, because as we see nowadays, it's not the same with all white kids. Even then, back then, it wasn't this all. There were some white kids who, it's like, that's wrong. And I think more of that is happening today. A lot of white kids like, you know what, that's wrong. They like everything about our culture and everything we do.
On I-35.
That's a fact, we know that. Our culture makes America move around a lot. A lot. That's why they trick us out the bag all the time. They get us up to use and make millions and millions, sometimes billions of dollars. But yeah, all y'all old people who thinking like that just need to go. Y'all time can't go fast enough for me. You know what? I like everybody until you show me some fucked up some shit. But I think that school district, I think all school districts need to change their policy. Because, you know, it was like, I think last year, it was a case where, and what is asshole? Get in front of me. I guess that's right. But last year, there was a case where a student, I think it was last year, he was a wrestler, black kid, dreads. He'd been wrestling with school all this time, everything, and then they had this one meet where he had to wrestle at. Whoever the punk ref was said he couldn't wrestle. Even if he pinned his hair back, he had to cut his hair. So he cut it. I wouldn't have done it, but I guess, you know, his team or whatever is like, man, we really need you and all of this and that. I guess I was more thinking like, man, why isn't the team like, you know what, we all not gonna wrestle. This is wrong. We all not gonna wrestle. This is wrong. We gonna stand against. They should have kneeled down, is what I'm saying. See that right there, they should have kneeled down for that type of ish right there. But that's what happens when, you know, us as black parents, we try to get our kids out of the school districts that are not good, and move out of the community that's not safe. We try to move into better districts, which typically they ain't our school districts. They not teaching us what we need, and they don't understand the black experience, the black culture, none of that. And then we run into them situations like that. So I think I want to reach out to, see if I can holler at, since, you know, this is like an hour outside of Houston, I want to holler at H-Town's own superhero, Trader Truth. See if he can help put some spotlight on or help the young man in any type of way. Because, man, he's H-Town's superhero, which I done said it before in past videos. Like, man, the stuff that he do for the communities, the whole city, not even just Houston. They be going everywhere, saving people and everything. So, man, maybe y'all can pass this on to him, man. Or maybe I can find out what I can pass him out. Like, man, I don't know how, but, man, I know you be helping everybody. And I see him, anything he see to come across his feed, some foul stuff, kids, old people, he reach out to him and like, hey, get me in contact with him. I want to help him. All right, I want to bless them somehow, figure out a way. So, maybe y'all should pass this on to him if y'all know who I'm talking about. But yeah, man, I just wanted to bring that to y'all and let y'all know we ain't united. We still in these times where we discriminating off of what people look like and they hair. So, just let me know what y'all think, especially if they can make it mandatory for everybody's hair to be the same length. How would y'all feel if that was the case? Peace. I'm out.
William says his hair gives him pride.
Without my hair, I wouldn't be the person that I am today.
The 17-year-old wants to be a veterinarian, runs track too, and hopes for a scholarship, but he fears that won't happen.
It's like 10 times harder for colleges to notice me because I'm not in school.
He's homeschooled, has been since his family moved to East Bernard from Ohio in February. Mom Desiree Bullock says she tried to enroll him in East Bernard High School before the move, but when she was given the dress code, she learned
the boys cannot have hair past their ears. And I explained to her that my son had locks in his hair. And she was like, oh, well, he's going to have to cut those.
She says a school guidance counselor told her so. East Bernard ISD student handbook outlines its dress code and hair policy, which also forbids, quote, braided hair or twisted rose strands. Bullock says she eventually reached the superintendent in hopes of getting a religious exemption.
She got back with me and she said, your religious exempt form will not be granted. It could not be granted at this time.
Here is a copy of the exemption form Bullock says she filled out. In a statement to KPRC2, East Bernard Superintendent of Schools said in part, quote, East Bernard ISD has not denied enrollment to the individual involved in this situation, as no enrollment or registration documents have been filed. But Bullock says she didn't enroll him because of the policy.
It's not right.